Hey everyone! In today's video, we're going to look at two powerful CSS tools, the before and after pseudo-elements. These let you add extra content or styling without changing your HTML. For example, if you've ever tried adding a gradient to a border and it didn't work, these pseudo-elements can fix that. Don't like the default bullet points in lists? You can remove them and make your own using before. You can also create animated buttons, glowing borders, tooltips, or creative layouts, all with just CSS. Want to animate something in the background of an element? Just use after pseudo-element. So let's get started and see how they actually work. When you have an HTML element, it usually has an opening tag, a closing tag, and some content in between. Now, if you try using the before pseudo-element, you might do everything right, but still see nothing appear. Why does that happen? Let's understand how before and after actually work. Many beginners think before means before the whole HTML tag, and after means after it. But that's not true. These pseudo-elements work inside the element. Before adds content at the start of the element's content. After adds content at the end of the element's content. One very important thing to remember is that they need the content property. Without it, the pseudo-elements won't appear at all. Even just writing content, inverted commas will make them show up. For example, if you add before to an H1, it will show before the heading text. If you then use after, it will appear at the end. But if you've set top:0 and left:0, it might get stuck in the top left corner instead. Just remove those positioning properties, and it will appear in the right place. In this example, we placed the content in the center of the page, but the after element was still showing in the top left corner. This happened because it was using position absolute. When we changed its display to block, the problem was fixed. Now you can see the box appears correctly after the content. A block-level element doesn't follow top and left positioning unless it's inside a positioned container. To understand how pseudo-elements work, let's open the browser's Dev Tools. Here I've selected a heading element. When I expand it, you can see the before pseudo-element inside. It appears before the content, and you can check its styles in the Styles tab. If you remove the content property, the pseudo-element disappears. It won't work without it. After refreshing the page, we add an after pseudo-element, and now you can see it appearing after the content in the Dev Tools. You can also hide these pseudo-elements by disabling their display property. Now, you can see both before and after around the content in the Dev Tools. You can add any text using before or after, and it will appear right before or right after your content. Both work in the same way and can be styled using normal CSS properties. It's very simple. One important thing to remember is that if you're using the pseudo-element only for design and don't need any text, you still need to add the content property with empty quotes. This tells the browser to show the pseudo-element even if it doesn't display any text. If we don't use text in the content property, the pseudo-element won't have any size, so it won't be visible, even if we set a height and width. Since we've applied position absolute, we can now control its position using top, bottom, left, and right. To create an underline effect below a heading, we set left, 0, and bottom. 0 to place it at the bottom, then adjust the height and width so it matches the full width of the heading. A pseudo-element works like a real element, so we can add gradients, border radius, and hover effects to it. When we set the width to 100%, it works as expected. Before that, it didn't appear because the after element had its width set to 0%. Now it shows up, but the change looks sudden. To make it smooth, we just add the transition property. With that, everything works smoothly, and you can explore endless design possibilities. Here's a cool button hover animation made using the before pseudo-element.